Hey everybody, it's Hussein Kabani, your favorite broker, and we are in the middle of June 2025, and we have another market update for you guys. Basically, I want to start with a little bit of the pain point right now, which is price. If you guys have been watching along my videos and in the market, what we've noticed is that the inventory continued to climb, sales weren't really picking up, and price was kind of staying flatlined. So I was calling in and saying that, hey, if the inventory continues to rise and our sales don't really pick up, we are going to see a downward pressure on price. And I think that's the news we're basically going to be delivering to you guys right now and saying, yes, we have seen a downward pressure on price. How much pressure have we seen on price? Well, I could tell you that in the last 4 weeks, and get my numbers straight here, we've saw about $31,000 get shaved off of the average selling price in the GTA, which is about 2.7%. Even if I look at it at the 52-week average selling price versus what the selling price was this last week, we were down by about $27,000 on average, which was about 2.4%. Which now kind of leads us into the sales. So now that we saw the downward pressure on price, we actually did see sales pick up. So all of the previous weeks I was looking at, on average, they were doing about 1,200 units a week in sales across the GTA. The last week, what I saw was 1,520 sales, and this week again I saw 1,520 sales. So about flat compared to last week, but it's higher than it was the previous weeks, and I think that's a direct correlation to the average price coming down. In that sense, also what we're still seeing is that the inventory is continuing to rise, okay? Week over week, again, we saw another about 2% inventory increase, which is about 700 units, just over 700 units. But the week prior to that, we were kind of flat. And I was thinking, hey, is this an opportunity where we're gonna kind of stay around this 32,000 number mark and watch it slowly drop? That didn't happen. So we saw it kind of climb up a little bit more now. So we're just over 32,000 listings available for sale as of today's date. Now, the interesting thing is that it's going to depend on what ends up happening from this point forward. I think there are a few reasons why the sales have started to pick up. I think there were a couple of issues that people were kind of staying on the sidelines for. One was the federal election. I mean, regardless of who won this federal election, if you got your guy, didn't get your guy in, it's done. So I think people can kind of move forward from that. It is what it is, and we're going to move forward from that. I think the other thing also is that we're growing a lot of fatigue from the whole Trump tariff talk and everything else like that. If it's not going to affect some people, I think now they're just basically saying, okay, you know what, it's not really going to affect me. It's just dragging on and I got to make a move no matter what happens. So I think those people are kind of coming back and saying, hey, we're going to do this regardless. So I think that's starting to fuel the market, where I have seen the sales actually increase here right now, and it's on our personal business at the same time, which is basically we have clients right now that are having homes that are in that $800,000 to $1 million range that they want to sell, and they want to up into like $1.1 to $1.5 million. The people that I'm talking about that are doing these trades, they have equity in their properties, they have solid jobs that are not getting affected. Maybe they're in the healthcare, they're lawyers, they are in other industries that are not getting affected by what is going on right now, and they have the need. So they have the financial capability, they have the need, and on top of it, they are long-term thinkers. Like anyone that's buying these houses right now that we are working with, they're not thinking about moving from these houses at least 5 years. Most of our guys are 7-10 years, or saying that, hey, we're not going to move from this. This is the ideal home for us to be in for a long period of time. So that's one of the segments that we're really working closely with right now. And the other one is that the first-time home buyers are starting to warm up. It was almost impossible 3 years ago to find a condo in the 416 that was like even 1 bedroom, 1+ den with a parking spot that you could buy for $425, $450. Well, there's a ton of options that are available right now. So I think some of these first-time home buyers that want to get into the market, that believe that they're going to be in the market for a longer period of time, they're starting to warm up to the idea of this whole thing. Now, guys, like I know there is a lot of negative talk in the market, and realistically, nobody knows where it's going to go. But from a lot of the stuff that I've been hearing is not the stuff that we've been kind of dealing with. You know, I listen to some of these guys that basically say, oh, everything's going to come to a halt, everything is crashing, everyone's losing their job, everyone is going to crash and burn. It's just, we're not seeing that. Maybe we're manifesting in a different way, that we're getting a different type of client, but we're not personally seeing that. Are people pinched, and are they concerned about what is happening overall? Absolutely. But I think that there is a segment of these people that are just not concerned, and they are moving the ball forward. And again, with the same thing with investors, right? I think our investor clientele has changed dramatically over the past few years. Like before even I was in that category where I would buy a townhouse and rent it out, and maybe we would have a little bit of positive cash flow or be break even and say, hey, we're going to make it up on the appreciation. I mean, I just don't think that's a smart way of investing here anymore. And I don't think that's might not ever be a smart way of investing. Maybe that era is over of investing. But when we look at multi-doors, like even when we look at something as easy as a duplex, like those are cash flow positive right now here in Ontario. Those are still opportunities. And I think that as we progress further, I think we're seeing more people even leaning on the rental market. So maybe there's not the younger generation that's growing up, maybe they're not as focused on possibly buying real estate because they think it's, or they feel that it is unaffordable. Maybe they want to, you know, live their lifestyle a little bit more and not put so much towards that. And they're doing other investments, whether it be in the S&P 500 or playing the ETFs or just investing purely in stocks. But they are doing something different, and maybe they're saying, hey, we don't really need to be a part of this whole real estate thing. I'm seeing that rental is becoming something else, just like we talked about 1475 White's, that building that was purpose built for rentals got built and flipped to an investor. So I think that there are still investment opportunities out there, but we got to be careful with them, and they can't be, I don't think they can be single door anymore. If you are right now, based on this update, if you are just saying, hey, I'm going to sell at some point, maybe in the next 1 to 6 months or 1 to 8 months, something like that, because it's really hard to tell where it's going to go from here. I would say if you're in that category, I would say maybe you want to try to get your house on the market sooner than later, because as the inventory comes up, we are starting to see that price pressure on price coming down. So if you're just selling for the idea of that, hey, I'm going to move on with this property or whatever, maybe a good idea is to start to get it on the market sooner than later. Now, if you're a move up buyer, which I'm talking about where we have a lot of, I don't think it necessarily matters too much. You just have to be open to the idea of like, hey, it's a plus and minus kind of situation, right? Like we have a client that probably paid at a higher time in the market, they paid a higher number, they sold it for a lower number. And the reason they were able to do that is because whatever property they sold prior to that, they got a higher number for that. So it was kind of offset to them. I know that you guys may have seen some of these clips of where people and agents show you a picture on House Sigma. Oh, this house sold for $1 million before, and now it's 800,000. Everything's coming to an end. We have some of those clients, but the thing is that they made a $250,000 on the other end before they bought that property. And even when they go to sell that property right now and buy something for like $1.2 million, that property was $1.4 or $1.45 million before. So guys, it's all relative of how you look at the thing. If you're just focused on that one number, I don't think that there's a solution for you in this market over here. But everyone's situation is different. I always say that. It's always worth consulting with a professional. Why not me if you're watching this video up until this point? Shoot me a DM. My link is going to be below. I'd love to jump on a call with you guys for a quick 10-15 minute call and just discuss what you guys are going through and give you my high level overview of how I might handle that situation. Hope you guys found this market update informational. If you guys have any questions, please reach out, leave me a comment. Let me know where you guys think this is going, right? So we're just over 32,000 in terms of inventory. Our prices are starting to come down, our average prices. Like, where do you guys think this is gonna go? Do you think we're gonna find this bottom here somewhere and level out? Or do you think that inventory is gonna continue to climb and prices are gonna come down? Interested to know what you guys think. Nobody has this crystal ball. Every time I look at mine, it's broken and very cloudy. So we can only work on what we're kind of seeing happening in the market and try to forecast a little bit out. And again, with forecasting out, guys, it's very cloudy out there. Like, there's no seasonality in the market. People tell me, oh, it's going to be the spring market or the fall market, or summertime is not good to sell or whatever. There's no seasonality. And I think moving forward right now, I think that we're going to probably have consistent sales because we've got a little bit of wind on our back right now. So I think the sales are going to be consistent because people are finding the deals that they want to kind of move forward with. But again, everyone's situation is different. Shoot me a message, book an appointment. Love to review your situation with you and give you my 2 cents on it. Please do not forget to subscribe, like this, share it with a friend. And until next time, remember one thing: get Cabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.